Hello, I'm John. Got another quick video for you. 2024 is winding down and there were so many really good running shoes out there this year. Of course, I didn't have a chance to try all of them. I'm just a hobby jogger who runs sometimes and like to use my shoes casually as well. But let's talk for just a minute about what is this year's shoe of the year. Now, shoe of the year does not necessarily mean the best shoe, but it does mean a shoe that maybe came out and nobody expected it to be that good, and maybe it fulfilled its intended purpose better than other shoes or better than anyone expected it to. So for me, it came down to two shoes that meet that criteria. This is the Nike Zoom Fly 6, and this, the Adidas Adizero SL2. Now, I love both of these shoes. I can't say enough good about them. And whether you think these are the best shoe of the year totally depends on you. What you want to get out of your running, what your expectations are for a shoe, how you use your shoe, and even your own feet, what you feel is comfortable or responsive or useful for your running and your training. But for me, these two really stand out this year. And why is that? Well, let's talk for a minute about the SL2. The SL2 is such a big improvement over the SL1. It uses Light Strike foam for the midsole, but the Light Strike Pro strip that runs right through the middle of the shoe really makes a world of difference with this shoe. It is just so bouncy and responsive, well cushioned. I mean, you can see it's not a max cushion shoe by any means or any stretch of the imagination, but it is really cushioned enough for most people. And the great thing about this shoe is the upper is really locked down. It's really well made. It's light. It's got good cushioning where you want it to have cushioning for your runs. The tongue is also cushioned right down the middle where you want it to be cushioned. It's very light, but you never get your laces digging into the top of your foot. Just a fantastic shoe. And even though it doesn't have the wonderful Continental rubber on the bottom, I run in this thing a lot and never have issues with grip. It's really good and really durable, I find. So the shoe looks great, it feels great, and you can use it for fast runs, training runs, even slow tempo runs. It's that cushioned. When you want to pick it up, you can. When you want to do some fast tempo running, you can do that. And the great thing about this shoe, to me, is how much better it was over the previous version, and the fact that this is a reasonably priced shoe that anyone can pick up. Here in Korea, this was 149,000 won, which, if you just convert that, is only about $110 US. And at that price point, it is hard to find anything else that comes even close to this shoe. I mean, this will satisfy all of your running needs, except maybe your marathon. You're not going to want to spend 3-4 hours in this, I think, because there might not be enough cushioning in the forefoot for that kind of a run. But for everything else, you're going to love this shoe, and you're going to love the value that it provides. Let's talk for a minute about the Zoom Fly 6. Now, this shoe came out a little bit later this year, and a lot of people didn't have much expectation for this shoe because The Zoom Fly 5 was particularly terrible, and it's been a while since the Zoom Fly shoe has been any good at all, so people have kind of written it off as not a serious running shoe. Until this. This shoe, so good. It's kind of like somebody at Nike just sat down, watched all the videos about the previous version, wrote down everything that was wrong with it, and they fixed it. Seriously, this shoe just does everything well. They did everything right to make this shoe a serious running shoe again. So they did it. This midsole is a composite of the what Nike calls its SR02 foam on the bottom here, but you can see it says Zoom X foam here, which is the layer of foam right under your foot, and put together it's just a fantastic combo. It's soft, it's bouncy, it's compliant, it's just boom. Mixed into this foam, you've got the full fly plate, which is kind of a plastic or carbon plate. But the good thing about this shoe is, yeah, it's stiff, but it's not too stiff. You're going to get some bounce from this when you want to do some speed runs, but you're not going to find it uncomfortable or cumbersome when you're doing your slow, easy runs. And I think that's what everybody loves about this shoe. It's good for everyone and just about everything. Some people even say you could maybe even do a marathon in this shoe. I don't know, because I don't run marathons, but maybe you could. The upper, so nice. It's kind of a double layer mesh, and it might not be as breathable as this, but it is really well made. It's very light. It's not too hot. You've got good cushioning around the heel and collar here. Great support. It's really firm at the heel, so there are no issues with slippage or, you know, heel picking up, right? You can get a good lockdown in this shoe. The tongue is partly gusseted, which is great. It stays in place, and the tongue itself is padded in all the right spots. So it's not thick, but right down the middle it's got a nice layer of padding, so there's no issues with digging into your foot with this shoe. The laces are adequate, I guess. I never had any problem with them, though some people have complained about them. The rubber on the bottom is so good. It's so burly and tough. So even if it's wet outside, you're not going to have any problem with this. And despite all that rubber, it's not very heavy. My shoe weighs in at 262 grams, which is a size 8 US. So it's pretty light. Anyway, so between these two shoes, who's the winner? Well, it's this one, Zoom Fly 6. This is my shoe of the year. For all the reasons I just told you, this shoe you can do everything in. It's not overly expensive. It's a real comeback shoe for Nike. This is truly an everyday training shoe. Even if you don't like carbon plates, this one's not going to bother you much because it's not terribly stiff. This is a really good complement to Nike's other running shoes, like the Vaporfly or the Alphafly 3, which are racing shoes. This, you know, if you've tried those shoes on, you're gonna like this shoe. It's gonna feel familiar. It's just a really good complement as a trainer to those shoes, and that's what Nike intended. That's what they did, and I think they put the Zoom Fly back on the map as a serious shoe that people are going to consider picking up. I've got this black and white colorway, which I think looks fantastic. It's still pretty clean, so no problem, no issues there. So to me, this is the shoe of the year. If you can get one, because it's a good value also. I picked this up for 160,000 won on sale, which is only about $115. You might want to check around wherever you live, because if you can get this on sale, you're going to love this shoe, and it's going to make a great companion to your other running shoes. It's going to be something you're going to reach for when you want to go out for pretty much any kind of run. So that's my take. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.